Hi, Barry. It's Heather from the Mortgage Center and ratedeal.ca. And I'm here today with John with a really cool business, which is Business Roundtable. And it's a really awesome way for business people to have some backing and some information about other people and how businesses run. Is that right, John?
Yeah, it's absolutely right. We are a mentoring program for small businesses.
Well, thanks for hopping on here today. Hoping that we can get a few more businesses to know about you and who you are and why you're here and what you're doing and what you have available.
Thank you very much, Heather. I appreciate your time and appreciate coming on and helping you out as well.
Awesome. So, you know what, John, why don't you give me a little bit of a better description about your business, and so people would really understand what it is that you have available to help them.
Absolutely. We are a peer mentoring organization for small to medium-sized businesses, Heather. The businesses, experienced business owners, about usually more than 5 years in business, are brought together in a forum or round table, for lack of a better word, and they're chosen with no conflicts of each business. And what we do is we meet once a month for about 3 hours to talk about these these issues that come along in business, opportunities that might come someone's way, and also we keep each other accountable to growing our business, so that the focus is there, not on working in our business, but working on our business, so it's beneficial to everyone. And
I like
everybody
that.
else has different experiences, as
I
you may
like
know.
that. I like that, working on your business, not in your business, because that's what we do, right? We're so invested in our business. We're not looking at it as the whole program that we have to deal with in order to have that expansion.
Absolutely. Our philosophy is if you can't leave your business for an extended period of time, you're not in business. You have a job.
Just over broke that stands for, doesn't it?
Yes, yes.
So, John, where are you originally from? I mean, I want to hear the story about how you got to Barrie area.
Well, I was born and bred in Mississauga and was there for, I don't know, 50, almost 50 years. And it was just getting too busy in Mississauga, and we decided we wanted to be closer to water, but a little bit quieter. And so we decided Innisfil was closer to Toronto than Barrie. It was on the GO train line that my wife takes. So it just made sense that Innisfil was the correct place. And we've been here now just coming on 10 years, and we absolutely love it. It's a great place to live and bring up your kids, which are out, they're adults and they're out on their own. So we're kind of empty nesters, but it's a great place to be. Love the Innisfil Barrie area.
Awesome. And you already know the small businesses here in Barrie are bar none compared to other areas, right? I mean, we've got some really great small business people, and the networking here is amazing, right?
Absolutely, it is, and it's bar none. It's a smaller group, and the thing I like about it, people like to buy close to their neighbors.
Yeah.
If there's availability to buy something in Barrie, they buy it here instead of going to Toronto or some other place. So they keep it close to the neighbors, and it's all good for everyone in the neighborhood.
Absolutely. We're sort of diehards to promoting Barrie. I had a phone call the other day of someone wanting me to, really support their business. And I said, well, do you have a Barrie location? He says, well, no, but I have people that work out of Barrie. And I'm like, you know what? I'm really sorry, but I have to support my people here because they're the ones supporting me. So, we really are diehards.
Yeah, we are. And that can be good and bad, but typically it's good.
Yeah, we support each other. So what made you actually decide to open this type of business? I mean, obviously you like small businesses in order to want to support them, like I try to do, right? So we're both sort of trying to do the same thing, but totally different concepts. And what was the decision?
Well, I was involved in one of the similar type of group in Mississauga when I was there to grow my business. I was a contractor and tried to move my business up to Barrie, but it's difficult not being here all the time to kind of shift both sides. So I was there with that group for about probably 6 or 7 years. and got out of it because I moved up here and then found there wasn't anything up here like this. Or if there was, it was fairly expensive and didn't make sense. Whereas ours is inexpensive, but it makes sense for a small business owner to get involved and help. It's basically for the people that know what they know, but they don't know what they don't know, but they want to find out what they don't know. And talking to 10 or 11 other business owners, they get to know other things about their business or what they should be doing in their business to make it profitable and to make it a business rather than a job.
And obviously, I mean, COVID aside, what surprised you about starting this business that you weren't prepared for?
I'm not sure there wasn't anything other than COVID because we can't meet in a personal setting with COVID. I'm talking to a lot of people in Barrie and they are very looking at it very seriously, but they can't do that while COVID's around because we can't meet. So I've got about, I don't know, 30 or 40 people that are on the fence, but as soon as the COVID fence goes down, we'll be able to start more groups.
Right. And I think that starting Friday is 10 people. So that would be a good starting point even, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So
our groups are only 10 or 11 people anyway, so that's a good thing.
Oh, okay. So you keep the group small so that there's a little bit more ability to converse and get to really know each other and really understand each other's businesses. And because you're purposely pulling from different venues and different people and only one-offs, you're able to make sure there's a little bit more intimacy there.
Absolutely. That's the key to this program is the intimacy and the confidentiality in the groups. We want people to open up about their companies. And there are some people that talk about personal issues, which could be holding them back in their business as well.
Of course.
So again, we have the Las Vegas rule. What happens in Las Vegas stays in Las Vegas. Well, what happens in our rooms stays in our rooms.
Right.
And that is the basis of our process. If somebody wants to do something outside of that, they typically get removed from the group because it's a trustworthy group.
Right. And it makes sense because when you're talking about business and finance and going to the next level and employees, even if you're talking about your employees and you need the input of maybe somebody who's really good at bookkeeping and can help you with the employee portion of it and how to pay them or you know, I know recently I was working with a company and they didn't realize that you have to pay the 4%, not just a week's pay. Like it has to add up. It's the better of. So, you know, had there not been a conversation, that wouldn't have been a knowledge base. And so your company is sort of helping people learn those types of things.
Yep. We find that people are great at what they do for a living, i.e. a plumber or a lawyer or a doctor or an accountant, but they don't know the other aspects of business. They're very good and they kind of lose that when they go into business for themselves. They lose the aspiration of being a plumber or being an electrician because now they have to hire somebody to be a human resource person, or they have to be the accounting person, the bookkeeper person, so they can write checks and spend money. And so it's very difficult to be back to their normal, what they got into business for. And that's why our key is to work on your business rather than in it.
Right.
And grow the business that way.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
It works for you rather than you work for it.
Yeah. And I think that what most people can get out of this conversation is the fact that there's an opportunity with a company like yours that is going to give people the strengths that they haven't learned yet in order to take their business to the next level, because they're going to have these conversations about the things that they have not yet learned. So by having that, it's almost a barter system.
Similar
of information.
Yep. But
Awesome.
it's getting everybody's. I'm sure you've heard the saying, 2 heads are better than one. Our saying is 10 or 11 heads are better than 1 or 2.
Right. And also it's an objective conversation, because that person, although invested in you because you're all part of a group. They're not invested in your business, and there's no skin in the game there. So they have the opportunity to give you an opinion based on their experiences that they may or may not have learned from, or that they had been given advice from. So you're getting multiple persons influence. And I think that's a really great way of it's a networking, really.
It is, but we don't like to call it networking. Networking does happen in the groups because as people get to trust and know others, they typically gravitate to finding out if they need something of what they've got. But it's more business building, and you need to have that trust to build your business. And yeah, people don't know what they don't know.
Right, right. So I think it's amazing that you brought something like this to this area. And I know that you focus on like all of Simcoe County. So what is it that we can do as Barrie people in this area that could really help you with your business and moving forward as the lockdowns and connections start getting lifted? What can we do for you?
Just really get the word out to people that this service is available. A lot of businesses don't even know where to turn for this type of consultation or service that they may need it. They may not need it now, but once they get into business for a while, or 10 or 11 or 12 years, and they're still where they were at year five, that's somebody we'd like to talk to and find out what they're doing, what they have been doing, because they haven't been doing something right to grow from the 5th year to the 12th year or whatever the years are. People, there's two types of experience. One is a growth experience, and the other one is just having the experience year to year, but you really don't extend that experience. You may have 12 years of experience, but you're still on year one because you haven't grown with the program.
And for that type of thing, that's where it might just be a little wee tiny click, and somebody knows what that little tweak needs to be.
Absolutely.
But, they see it and you don't.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
this is the collaboration that you're creating for small business owners. I think that's pretty cool.
Absolutely. It's your neighbor doesn't necessarily know if you're a small business owner, your neighbor doesn't know what you're going through.
That's right.
So they can't really explain to you a solution.
Right. That's right.
So that's why we collaborate with experienced business owners.
That's right. And I think that that's a good way to really exemplify the fact that when you have this type of group, you are learning from their experiences and their growth and helping them at the same time. So it's definitely reciprocal.
Absolutely. Absolutely. One month you might not have anything to help anybody or any questions or concerns, but you might be that person that has help for another business owner. Right. I've seen that several times now with the meetings we've had up till now with the group we have in Barrie, and it's just collaborative, and it's so good that we had met in person for 3 or 4 months, and then we had to do the stay at home, and the stay at home was a real heartbreaker because nobody liked to do it in a Zoom. It's not as confidential. It's not as trustworthy. But I sent out an email and said, do you want to postpone the meeting because of the Zoom? And all the members, 100% of the members suggested, no, we still want to meet with each other, but we do agree Zoom is not the right way. So, but we did meet. It's beneficial for all of the members.
Right, right.
And if people want to open up their minds to something a little different, they will definitely benefit from it. And that's the key, opening your mind.
Yeah, you found ways to be able to continue without any harm to anyone, and you are making sure that the collaboration is all together so people can stay in that connection that you've already created. So that's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, well, I guess what the hope is that there'll be some businesses that see our chat and get an understanding of a better understanding. I think that, we've definitely made sure that it's a little bit more clear here. We've made sure that there is the confidentiality, the comprehensiveness of the people that are going to be part of the group. The groups stay small, so there could be several groups across Barrie.
Yep.
We can
Mhm.
only have one person of each diversity in there, so that we can't have, you know, two accountants or two
No.
lawyers. And we want to make sure that you are wanting to help as much as you are wanting to receive for your growth and experience. Have I
Absolutely.
summarized?
You couldn't have done it any better.
Oh, thank you. Well, I will absolutely make sure that we have all your contact information attached here. Is there anything that you want to make sure that we didn't miss, or anything you want to add?
No, I think we did a fairly good job, Heather. It was great speaking with you. I appreciate your time, and I look
Absolutely.
forward to speaking with you again.
Yeah, and going forward, making sure that all the information that is here is provided, so that you can make sure that people can contact you, get hooked up with you, find out when you get started up again, and which meetings they can join.
Absolutely.
Awesome. All right, John. Well, I just want to say thank you to Barrie, and I hope that everyone here has had the opportunity to get to know John a little better and what he's providing for this community, and just enjoy community chat with Heather and the Mortgage Center.